Please like, subscribe, and be sure to click that bell button for regular and exciting indie film content and your chance to be the first to engage with the Liftoff Global Network of Film Festivals as we embark on launching the careers of the filmmakers of tomorrow.
Hello everyone and welcome to today's stream. Today we're looking at the Hollywood First Time Filmmaker Showcase and the Amsterdam Liftoff Film Festival as well. So we've got two different festivals going back to back, so we'll be going through all of that in today's stream. If you are watching this live, thank you. Hello, let us know in the chat room, and we will do our best to share any comments or remarks throughout today's stream.
Yeah.
All right, cool. There are a few names in this announcement here today that are a little bit tricky, but we will do our best to pronounce them as correctly as possible. Cool. All right, shall we get started?
Yeah, we should.
So what should we look at first? So obviously we're going to be looking at the Hollywood First Time Filmmaker Showcase.
Yeah.
When is this running and when did it start?
So it's running from the 2nd of October to the 30th of October.
Ooh, it only has 1 week left. So this time next week, so next Monday, will be the final announcement for the Hollywood First Time Filmmakers Showcase. And then we'll be moving into the network round.
Yeah, so make sure you get all those votes in. Watch as many films as you can.
Yeah, we have 7 days left, essentially, until the festival comes to a close. Okay, great. So that's actually a really good start. What did you say? Make sure you get your votes in.
Yes.
Yes.
Make sure you get your votes in.
So essentially, you need to vote for 2 films in order for your votes to count. So there have been a few people that have been voting for their favourite films and they've only been leaving 1 vote and they will get an email that rejects their vote. So you have to vote for 2 films in order for your votes to count. This is so it is fair, and it is also so you have the opportunity to watch as many independent films as possible and place the votes accordingly. Yeah. Okay, great. So that's on the votes. As we go through, you will see that there are lots of votes that have come in, but it doesn't really necessarily match the audience numbers, which means you still have time to get your votes in. Should we talk a little bit about prizes?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
So the festival has 3 prizes to offer. If you're here watching for the Amsterdam Liftoff Film Festival, listen to the prizes here as well, because it is very similar for the Amsterdam Festival, if not exactly the same. There's just slightly more for Amsterdam as it is a bigger festival. So we have our Audience Choice Award. This is where we will be inviting up to 4 filmmakers to join us on our YouTube channel. They will have their films screened muted in the background, and then we'll do a director's commentary around their work. It's a fantastic stream. They're really fun. We already have a host of these on our festival page, on our YouTube page, which you can go and have a look at. Then we have got our overall festival winners. So that is our best short film, our best feature film, our best short documentary, and best feature documentary. We're included in that. We also have special mentions. So that could be best actor, best acting ensemble, sound, also cinematography. All of the elements that are important to filmmaking can also mean that your film is an overall festival winner. And then we have Season Awards shortlisted films. These are films that have been voted by the jury as exceptional. They may also be voted as the jury as exceptional as well and made it through into the network round. And then from there, they will be shortlisted for the Liftoff Season Awards. So that is a little bit more about the prizes. Just a note on this. As this may seem like an audience voting festival, I just want to make sure that you are aware that the Liftoff jury are going through all of the films at the same time. They are also voting for their favourite films, and they will be migrating the jury favourite films into the network round and also the audience films into the network round. That network round will be open for 1 week, and then from there, we will be announcing the winners, which isn't that long away from where we are today. So that is a little bit. I think we should start. By looking at the films that are currently in the lead, and going through each page. But first, we are going to hit the festival activities. So you want to share some of that?
Yep. So the festival activities for this week is the networking round, which is the 23rd of October, which is obviously today. So yeah, that's online. It's on our Google Meet. So you should receive links for that by now, or they should be up on the hub.
Yeah, it's not today. That is a typo in there. It's on Wednesday, so it should say the 25th. That's my bad. I'm so sorry about that.
Set me up for failure there. Wow.
Yeah. Yes, I did. Sorry.
Right, so it's Wednesday. The links should be up on the hub, are they?
The links are all up the hub.
Yep.
The people that have applied have been invited as well.
Wonderful. Glad to know that some of the stuff I've been told is true. Sorry, I'm just kidding. But yeah, and then next week it'd be next week. Yeah, so the 1st of November to the 8th of November is the networking round, and then the 10th of November the winners are announced live on YouTube,
which is very exciting. So it's really not that far away until we'll be announcing the winners. I realise I've got my head in the poster there as well. Should we start by looking at the first programme? So the first programme is the local filmmaker shorts. Take it away, Connor.
Right, so the local filmmaker shorts. So we currently have 17 votes from our audience, but then audience of 42, so there's plenty of time for these to sort of change and stuff like that, and make sure you vote. We'll run over this, name your top 2 favourites. But first thing we have on the block is Hybrid Brad with 5 votes by Edward Borleni of the USA. So an earthly and unearthly tale about an alien named Rex who creates a hybrid son using a human donor egg, and by the time he's a teenager, the son, Brad, wants to live on Earth. Yeah, and then we have And Free with a representative total of votes of 3. Representative is not the right word there, but just gotta move on. By Stephanie Rassenbach from the USA. Gur and Tash, old neighbourhood childhood friends, are forced to reconnect alone at Gur's family new vacation house after both of their parents are strangely unable to make it. They soon come around to opening up with one another, sharing their current thoughts and feelings of life, until they both hit a dark, unresolved childhood trauma they soon discover holds the answers to their very existence. Ooh, yes.
Nice.
Next up, we have Memento Mori with 3 votes by Ariana Garcia of the USA. An unborn soul gets to preview her life in the form of a film screening and must make the ultimate decision to go or not to go. Very interesting. Then finally for this section we have Tinder Box with 3 votes by Aidan Troy Webber of the USA. A painter, a painting and a muse are all thrust into a vortical dance. Idealized identity must be reconciled with actual identity, and possession... I did not realise the poster had not changed. And possession becomes a 2-way street.
There you go.
Yeah. And next up we have the New Voices shorts. So Natalie, if you want to take that one.
Absolutely. I just wanted to have a little comment on the posters that you just shared. All of those are really well made.
They all are.
Really, really strong. So well done to our filmmakers on that. So next we're going to be looking at the New Voice shorts. But before we do that, there's a few comments in the chat room. So I just want to say hi to Soto Film Studios from Aruba. That is a really cool location. So thank you for tuning in with us this afternoon or this morning. I'm guessing it's afternoon there. Not entirely sure.
I'm bad at geography.
Me too, but thank you so much for joining us. All right, so let's take a look at the New Voice shorts. So we've had 44 votes in so far on this festival's page with an audience of 65. So you can do the maths. There's still quite a few votes to come in and it may change everything. But the film that we have in the lead is currently storming ahead. It is on 14 votes. It is directed by... I'm going to try and pronounce this correctly.
There is a comment. We've tried. I'm so sorry.
Shikra Bahata. I hope that is correct. And the film is called Holger. This is a film from Germany. So all that Holger ever wanted in his life is to be Prime Minister of the North Rhine-Westphalia. But the opponent has more power and is one step away from changing Germany's history once again. Thank you for joining us on today's stream as well, Shakira. Okay, cool. So the next film that we... Oh, and that was the wonderful poster.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention it because we were talking about the name. There we go. So the next film that we are looking at there is Inheritance. This is also... it's on 6 votes, so it has jumped up a few votes from last week if you were watching. This is directed by Crystal C. Rose from Canada. When Marissa's work-from-home day is interrupted by unexpected visitors, secrets unravel to reveal her true motives.
Very.
There you go. And again, a really strong poster image there.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the features.
Yeah, so next up we got the features. So we have currently at 8 votes, but a audience of 25. So, if you've seen any of these, please take the time to vote. All these numbers are still representative. All these numbers are still sort of up in the air and can change at any moment. But currently tied on 3 votes are Christmas Glory. So, by Dylan Rickard and Spencer Day from the USA. Four friends live in a house. One day they make a new friend. This friend will change their lives forever.
Just a note on this film, this one is a new one that's come in. It's shot straight up to the top with the other films that are tied.
Ooh,
So it's
even more impressive.
Change from last week.
Exactly. So yeah, all these things can change. Then we have Phi 1.618 by Fyodor Yusov of Bulgaria. In the worst of times, science conquers death. A micronation of biotitans is created, a new breed of loveless, asexual, immortal men built to fit the golden ratio of Phi 1.618. They prepare to leave behind the toxic planet Earth and colonize the cosmos on board a colossal spaceship.
Ooh.
Yeah. Sounds very interesting. Then we got Snow Angel by Gabriel Allard of Canada. In the aftermath of a fatal drunk driving accident in a snowy village, the eastern tip of Quebec, a screwed-up ex-pro snowboarder decides to pack up her cabin and leave town for good. But someone, or something, seems intent on stopping her.
I want to make a little note on this film. This film is one that I've already seen the jury give a very high vote to. So if you have access to the features program, go and check out all of these films that have been mentioned here today. But if you're interested in this film that Connor's just read, Snow Angel, do go and watch it.
Yeah.
All right.
Then next on to Amsterdam.
So Amsterdam hasn't been running as long as the Hollywood Festival. It is 1 week after. So this is the second roundup for the Amsterdam Festival. So welcome to those that are taking part in this festival. And thank you for those that joined us who were taking part in the Hollywood Festival as well. So the Amsterdam Festival has been running from the 9th of October and will be finishing up on the 6th of November. That is for the audience round. It's the same system as what was in place for the Hollywood. So after the audience round, it goes into the network round, and then winners will be announced. There's been lots of activities happening. We've had some focus groups already for Amsterdam. Tomorrow morning, we have the focus group for our filmmakers taking part in the Amsterdam Festival. And then next week, I believe it is, that we will be looking at the Amsterdam online networking event as well. So there are things happening, and it's lots for you to get involved with if you are taking part in this festival.
Yeah.
So I just mentioned a little bit about the festival activities, but here you can see them on your screen. We will be moving into the network round around the 8th of November to the 15th of November. Are you pointing in all the wrong directions?
It's hard.
And then we will be announcing the winners around the 20th of November. So that is the structure for the Amsterdam Festival. Shall we start with the locals? Should I take this one away?
Please.
All right, great. So the local filmmakers showcase. We've had very small numbers in on this one, or the votes are small. The audience is pretty good, but the votes in on this so far is small. So we've had 8 votes in so far, and we have an audience around 35, which is growing every week. So let's take a look at the films that are currently in the lead on the audience votes. So this is an awesome poster, and the storyline for this is fantastic. This is called Waar Was Was. This is on 3 votes. It's directed by Yuri Small from the Netherlands. A happy family has lived in a detached house in the middle of nowhere for years, until one day a small stone hits their window. The family cannot find out who did this. There is nothing or no one. They search in vain for different solutions. Meanwhile, larger and larger stones appear. They do not only damage the house, but also close family bond. The family members deal with the situation on their own way, while the stones keep coming. When the situation gets worse, the family gets tied up with each other's processing methods. The problem manifests into itself until the tension between the family members becomes bigger and the stones outside. The film is told from the perspective of the daughter. She sees the family slowly falling apart. A very, very strong film.
Very dramatic reading.
Oh.
Yeah, a very dramatic premise as well.
It's very, very strong. So the next film we're going to mention here is North Star. This is on 2 votes. It is directed by Meglan Ansek Trepok from the Netherlands. In this exploration of love, grief and connection, Pistol 25 embarks on an emotional journey to meet his sister, Mary, 18, one last time. And then the new film that's crept up into the poll this week is Louder So I Can Hear You.
Sorry, what was that?
Louder So I Can Hear You, which is on 2 votes. It's directed by Laura Bokhoven from the Netherlands, as well as this is our local program. All of the filmmakers are from the Netherlands. In this documentary road movie, a hidden story about the deceased father of the filmmaker sets off a journey into the present. Along the way, a landscape mixed with a poetic dialogue between the father and daughter, while passers-by serve as counselors in the grieving process and the search for her father's past.
Wow.
There we go. Do you want to move on to the next programme?
Yes, so this is the Judges Select section. So we're currently seeing at 30, quite strong turnout for this one. A audience of 69 and a vote of 35.
Nice.
Obviously, that's not complete. I mean, actually, yeah, it's slightly more than half, isn't it? No, yeah, it's ever so slightly more than half.
Yeah.
But like, there's still room for these to change. So you again keep voting. But the first film we have on the block is Sweat Yourself with 10 votes by Lucas Boschek of the UK. A man runs after his ideal body, literally, and it's shot on Super 8. So
Well, you can see the grain in the
Yeah.
poster. So if you're into analog film, this film is really, really cool.
really good to bring back the old style for time to time. Then we got Dating IRL with 9 votes by Simon Redstone of the USA. Inspired by real life shit that happens to a single woman in their ahem 40s. We follow Amelia and Molly as they ditch the apps and attempt to find love IRL.
In the real world.
Yeah.
In the real world. All right, great, fantastic. So now we're going to move on to new voice shorts. We've got 9 votes on this program so far. We have an audience around 32. So again, the votes aren't matching up at all. So there's still plenty of time to get your votes in. And hopefully, well, not hopefully, but let's see if this all changes next week. We do have a new project that is joining us in this section of the films. We've got 4 films that are tied on 2 votes. And the first film I'm about to mention here has just snuck up into this competition as well. So the first project is Astro Projection, The Lost Art of Soul Travel. This is directed by Sharon Ann Rowland from Australia. This is a short documentary on Greg Doyle, astral traveller, explaining how the metaphysical art of astral projection was lost during the Dark Ages, but re-emerged during the Renaissance period of our history. Greg shares with the audience his own experiences of soul travel and the many benefits that can be derived from the metaphysical, meditative art form. Ooh, tongue twisters there.
Yeah.
Up next we have Ayahuasca, which doesn't have a film poster. I did the same. I need to get this film poster. We need to grab a still at least from the program. Ayahuasca. So I'm just going to go back to this poster.
Yep.
Ayahuasca it doesn't have a film poster. It's on 2 votes. It is directed by Gabrielle Rose Gabig from the USA. The premiere immersive and simulative audiovisual experience of Ayahuasca. This is a very abstract film.
Yeah.
I recommend wearing it with really soundproofing headphones and really delving into the experience. Okay, so give away the poster for the next film. It's Jupiter Cove. We just jumped straight back up to the beginning of our little thing here. So we've got Jupiter Cove. This is directed by Anna Chavez from the USA. Centuries after the reign of a Greek god, Zeus and his estranged wife, Hera, have been driven apart. Now they have reunited at Jupiter's Cove for better or worse. And then the final film I'm mentioning here is The Street is Tough. This is on 2 votes. It's directed by Maria Victoria Henriquez Vergara from Panama. The catcalling is one of the most normalized forms of sexual violence. Even so, it invades the space, limits freedom, and gives way to more violent expressions, obscene gestures, invasive glances, groping, masturbation, and what does that say?
Persecution.
And persecution.
Very.
I remember this one from last week. Okay, moving on then to the final poster.
Yeah, so this is the feature section for Amsterdam. So we've currently got very few votes in right now with 8, but a strong audience of 46. So again, I know I'm going over it again, but vote, it's important. But the first thing we have on first feature we have in this section with 3 votes is Studio Sessions by Stacey Fraser of the USA. A behind-the-scenes look at the process of creating music in a studio and a deep look at the bond between producer and artist. So that's all very interesting. If you have any sort of music background, I'm sure this should be of note. Then we have Deja Vu with 2 votes by Anna Moraska and Astrid Davitan from the Netherlands. So one day, a young woman, Angela, spots a handsome lawyer in a cafe and instantly falls head over heels for him. She surfs the internet in search of information on David and learns that his ex-girlfriend, Cynthia, a famous singer, had died under mysterious circumstances a year earlier. Ooh, very interesting. And then we have Soulful Conversation with 2 votes by Eunjis Yo from Korea. Eunjis starts living off his parents after seeing his British fiancée Rebecca and their cat son Dobby off. The goal had been to go together, but his visa was delayed by COVID-19 and the Russian invasion of Ukraine. It's just good to see his mom and dad again at the start. But over time, he starts to feel bored and depressed in his isolation.
And there we have it, and that is a little wrap up from today's roundup. Thank you to everyone who joined us. We'll be back next Monday with the final roundup for the Hollywood and the 3rd roundup for the Amsterdam Festival. Have a lovely week ahead.
Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Just gonna keep waving.